What's up, guys, and welcome back to PGHY Schwartz. Paru here with Paru's Custom Corner. Today we're looking at Hunter x Hunter, made by the Discord user Death Punch. This is a very small set. It's less a set and more just the individual cards required to build a deck. I am joined today by Jason from Strictly Broken. Say hello, Jason.
How are you?
And so we're just gonna this one's gonna get knocked out real quick. This is gonna be like the any percent speed run of Paru's Custom Corner.
Woo!
And let's get right on to our first card. We've got Game of Tag, Chitu. At the beginning of your opponent's attack phase, you may put the top card of your deck into your waiting room. If that card is a Chimera Ant character, you may move this character to an open position of center stage, so it's a mill runner. And then when your opponent's character moves to another position of their center stage during attack phase, you may move this card to an open position of your center stage with that character facing this card. So what this is saying is it's a mill runner, and also if your opponent runs during your turn, you can chase them. So kind of
only that card though. Yeah.
No, it can be any position. So if your opponent runs
the character with that character facing it, right? So you have to follow that card.
With that character, sure. So you have to follow the guy that ran. I don't know. I don't think that's like such a specific effect, and like runners, I think, are often like big things. Like
this card
Armin's.
being small means it's just gonna die anyway.
Yeah, like this card can't even contest Reiner, right? Like the little Reiner runner. Nope. So, I mean, this is basically just a 2,000 power mill runner. I don't think mill runners are super good unless they're like oversized,
like big.
Yeah, they got to be big. They got to be like Zeke, basically. Like Zeke's a good mill runner.
Yeah, like this card would be. I don't know. It's just a little weird. It's like, yeah, you would need to have given this a demerit. You either made this a chaser or a runner because you lose too much power being both.
Yeah.
It was even a niche chaser.
Yeah, put like opponent's characters get Encore 2 on this. All of a sudden it's 3k, and it's kind of a threat.
And then you're respectable at least. Yeah, this card, flavor-wise though.
Flavor's good? Good?
Because nice. He's a cheetah, right? So he wants to run.
Yeah.
And then he also doesn't he would always like challenge people to tag and be like, yo, I'll run faster than you. I'll do it.
Oh, Game of Tag, yeah, he's following around. Yeah. Okay, and then balance.
So it is double flavor. Balance? I mean, yeah, this card's balanced.
Yeah. Alright, next card. Tell me what she does, Jason.
Alright. Retained Humanity Palm. She has, when this card attacks, you choose one of your Chimera Ant characters and one of your opponent's characters. One of your Chimera and one of your opponent's characters, and your character gets X power until the end of your turn. X equals to the difference between the current power of your opponent's character and its base power. Alright, so that's a...
Should it say original power? Is that how that would be?
I think so. I don't know. Does Weiss have any cards that check original power, like literally ever? I don't think so.
I don't think so. The only time they check for like original power is when they're looking at power outside of stage, like Mikey, where he's looking at power cards in deck.
I guess you can look at Mikey, but I think Mikey only just says compare the power equal to the power of those cards revealed.
Yeah.
Which is
I think the cards need at least, or like that first power effect is cool.
Yeah, it's like cool, but it's only really good if your opponent actually has things that are big on board. So if they just have like things that are like naturally well sized, this card doesn't do anything in that effect. But it does have a second effect, which is pay 1, put the top card of your deck in a clock, and if you do, search for a level 1 or lower Chimera Ant. So it's also a Ricky, which I think that just makes this card like significantly better.
Yeah,
because it's just a Ricky with a random power pumping effect that could be
relevant,
really big.
Yeah,
you get like one of those like bodyguards or something that's like huge. And then it's okay, sure. Now I'm a random 3k pump on my card, and it's like, oh.
Yeah, you play this against Bunny Girl, and all of a sudden you're pumping like 6k.
I love Futaba. But this is cool too, because she's like a clairvoyant, so she can like see things. So she's seeing their strength and supporting her team.
I gotcha. Yeah, she's doing anything.
And then she's also searching. She's also searching for the relevant trait, which is like I think and I think it's like actually I saw your thingy. I think it's a really strong card though.
Yeah, this is really good. Good Ricky.
Yeah.
Pumps power.
I love when Rickies have good extra effects. Flavor, let's get the plus from me.
Okay, balance. I think it's
Balance.
fine. It's potentially like useless. It's potentially like broken.
I feel like it should be. Should this be lower power?
So I think he actually put a trait on the Ricky effect to like offset.
He did.
Yeah.
He did.
But maybe
I don't know how
it
much
could be
that
smaller.
actually counts for.
It could be smaller.
I feel like this should be like I don't know like how much does Shimakai usually get valued at?
500. So Shimakai is 500.
500?
Yeah.
Maybe this is fine. Traded Ricky, so then it goes.
It's
yeah,
500.
I guess it's fine.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sick.
Fine to me.
Next card might be familiar if you're into boats. We got That's What Friends Do, Icalgo. He'd rather die here than sell out his friends. When this card becomes reversed in battle, the battle opponent is level 0 or lower, you may reverse that character. And when this card's battle opponent is reversed, you may choose a Chimera Ant character, rest it, and move it to an open position of back row. This is the clean cut from Azurlane. Is this card really
color shifted?
Is this card really 1500 power in Azurlane?
Yeah, yeah.
Oh well, okay. I mean, I think
the card's okay.
Does Azurlane play it?
No.
Okay.
It's awkward, right? It's like a really toxic effect to like think about and have to like sit against. But there's only one specific use case where it's good, and that's when your opponent fielded cards and did not hit you to 0 or to 1.
Okay. Oh wait a
right,
minute.
Because then it's like, am I giving you a plus or am I giving you a clean cut? You lose out either way. Like you're giving them some sort of card.
Yeah. Okay. I see.
But that's the only time this card is good. Otherwise, I mean, it is a clean cut that is always trading. Which I mean, maybe that's fine for you too if there's some high value card that you really, really want to be saving.
Yeah.
So I guess that's kind of dependent on the actual deck you're putting it in. Cards like fine though. Like I think it's not a +0 I'd ever be bad to have in my deck. You know, if you offered it to me, I'd be like, yeah, I'd look at this card. Yeah, especially if it's like a relevant color, etc.
Okay. Yeah.
So,
I mean, it's good, right? Maybe we haven't really seen much of this so far, but like, and because this is only this is only 14 cards plus 2 climaxes, so like you don't have a whole lot here to choose from. So you might end up just playing this card because you only got
I'd play this over the
cards.
runner.
Oh, that's true. I would definitely play this over the runner. I would rather play this every time.
Flavor wise, this is like a pretty good moment in the show because this is like a character that turns traitor from the actual ants and helps out the MCs, and then he like gets the shit kicked out of himself to help like save them during one of the battles, and then he's all tuckered out and he got the shit kicked out of him.
I've definitely like seen this image before, and I didn't realize.
Yeah, it's UA's profile picture.
Yeah, that's where I've seen it.
Yeah,
balance. We know it's fine because they put it in Azurlane.
Yeah, because Azurlane's fine, and they don't really play it, so it's definitely balanced.
All right. This is you.
Next card. Developing abilities, Shiapoof. Your other king and or royal guard in the middle position of the center stage gets the following ability. This cannot be chosen by your opponent's card effects, so hexproof. And then there's a pay 1 rest self, brainstorm. For each climax, you get to salvage a character. I mean, it's like it's just the Mordred, but it's worse, right? Because it's like a worse trait. It's actually like trait specific.
Wait, Mordred only gave herself hexproof.
Oh, what's the one they gave center hexproof? There's a card that gave center hexproof.
Yeah, I'm trying to remember. I don't remember which card that was.
Let's see.
It was like fairly recent,
Limelight
right?
help?
Oh, Limelight, dude. Let's go. I forgot about that one.
Limelight.cards. In the middle position of the center stage.
So while you're looking for that, I was provided a PDF file by the creator of these cards. It's just called combos.pdf. So
Saber.
I guess Saber.
Style of a Night Saber.
What set is this?
That is the original Fate Double R Brainstorm.
Oh,
that was pay 1 for the top card. It was the Takisubo Saber for Saber and Shiro. Mm-hmm.
Center slot gets
Center slot gets hexproof.
Oh wait, how big was that
But
card?
that was 1,500.
Okay, sure. So
And
these are
that was not traded. That was just your character in the center.
okay. Yeah, so this card's balanced fine. Real quick, so I was given this combos.pdf. I just want to read exactly what the author wrote for every card that they have here. Hexproof is mainly there to help the Yuppie. What's the character's name, Jason?
That's the Menthuthu Yopi.
Oh my god.
Right,
okay, this card is there to help the Menthuthu early play, which we will see. It has the added benefit of helping the finisher. Okay, so we'll see both of those cards coming up. I think this is a pretty okay brainstorm. It might come up sometimes. I guess it's a plus in brainstorm. These are always good. Flavor. Is this guy protecting guys?
He protects the king. He's one of the royal guard for like the king.
Yeah, sir. That makes sense.
So, yeah.
Balance.
You know, he protects his homies.
Seems good to me.
Card balance. It's fine. It being trade specific makes it a lot more niche. So I mean, it doesn't protect everything, but it protects like relevant cards, I guess, according to the author.
All right, we've come to Gungi Master Komugi. So this card's worded a little weird, and I'm gonna try to interpret what it means afterwards. When this card is put into your memory, or if this card is in your memory at the beginning of the turn, and all of your characters are Chimera Ants, all players receive X damage by auto effects of their respective opponent's characters instead until the end of your opponent's next turn. X is equal to the original damage plus 4. Excuse me. Pay 1. Put 1 card from hand into waiting room, and put this card into memory. When this card becomes reversed in battle, you may pay the cost. If you did, reveal up to 4 from the top of your deck, choose a Chimera Ant, put it into your hand, put the rest into waiting room. So what this thing is doing is while it's in memory, if all of your characters are Chimera Ants, both players' burn damage is plus 4. So if Marine is burning you for 2, Marine is now burning you for 6 instead. It's pretty funny when we get to the off finisher. And just as the author has written here, my spin on an anti-burn car. I usually dislike anti-burn and anti-burn 1, since it either destroys the opposing deck or does nothing. In parentheses, both isn't very fun. This also sort of helps the poof off finisher. I don't think you're allowed to call people that anymore. Jason, what do you think about this card?
I think the second effect is really good.
Yeah.
I think the first effect is funny, but
I think the first effect's gonna get you killed, dude.
I would probably never choose to play this because I don't like those events that do the same thing. Also, in regards to the finisher the off finisher he's talking about, I'm pretty sure this card is actually worse than just playing the off finisher as it is. I think the off finisher is like pretty
cracked. Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, so I think this card is just like worse and just makes that damage worse.
Okay,
it just makes big number go burr.
Okay, but consider that you can make the off finisher burn your opponent for 5-6 times.
That's a spoiler, but yeah. You can.
Hey man, if one of those sticks, sometimes that is enough.
Strength. Sometimes they just cancel on 5 over and over.
I don't even know how to rate this card, dude.
I'm gonna give it a B minus.
Okay, I'm kind of there with. I'm gonna give it a B minus.
It's like the second effect is good. We have seen that effect played in like Grisaya, in Da Capo.
Mm-hmm.
We knew both crushing that card Da Capo. I think that card Da Capo is like fucking insane.
Okay, well it's not the Da Capo one. This one doesn't plus. It is hand neutral.
Is it?
Yeah.
Oh, it's hand. It's drop one from hand. Okay, never mind. This is a lot worse.
yeah.
I'm gonna give it a C plus. I thought it was the Capo Ricky. If this was a Ricky effect, this would have been so much better.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. If this was at least check 4 for a card, I'd be that more down.
Yeah.
Well, I just don't like that first effect very much. It's like very weird. It's cute though. It's funny.
It is funny. Is it flavorful that this character would be doing something like this? That they die, right? You said they die?
They do die. Okay, that is part of the flavor.
Characters going to memory when they die is always the White Shorts classic.
I'm very curious if I just don't know the flavor for the memory effect. If the 4 itself is actually relevant versus it just being a number that he thought was like fair.
Yeah.
I'm gonna lean on the latter because I can't think of a reason that the number 4 would be associated with this character.
Yeah.
But maybe it's a little flavor because she's like a strategist or whatever. She's like super big brain. You know, she's trying to make your shit more awkward while she's playing her game. But I mean, I'll still give it the plus for. I like cards that when the characters die, they go to memory.
Imagine playing this card into like the FGO Gilgamesh. That burns 1 9 times.
Oh my god, the coin flip Gil.
No. Oh! I didn't even think of that. I was thinking of the FGO one. That was just burn 1 3 times.
Oh, no. That doesn't work. That's not a burn. That's like that's like Shiki, isn't it?
It's deal 1 3 times. It says deal 1 3 times.
No, it's the rest. It's the sorry. That one is not Shiki because it doesn't modulate. It rests itself and just does. The thing, right?
Yeah.
Right.
Weird effect to word, by the way. I don't think this is right, but I don't think I'm smart enough.
Yeah,
to
I couldn't tell you
come up with how to do it.
Card's probably fine.
Yeah. All right, tell me about
next
Kite.
Card. Forgiving Kite. It has auto. Beginning of your climax phase, you mill the top card of your deck. If it is an even number, this gets 2k power. If it is an odd number, this gets +1 soul until the end of the turn. Yes, zeros are even. When this attacks, if bad roll is in the climax area, roll the top card of your deck. If it is a Chimera Ant or a Nen user, put that into your hand. This card gains the following ability until the end of your opponent's next turn. When this card becomes reversed, you may rest this card, and if you do, at the beginning of your next Encore phase, your next Encore step, reverse this card.
Yeah.
So this is it is a flavorful card in 2 different ways. Because the first effect is that the whole point is his ability is like a wheel that he picks his weapon at random, so he doesn't get to pick whether he does more damage or he gets more power, which is cool. And then this character is also somebody that has died and then got revived back to life. So the whole gimmick is that like they die, then they get resurrected, and then I don't know why they die again afterwards. I feel like this could just be climax combo gains free encore. I guess this card can technically go infinite too, right? Because like if you slam another door, if you slam another of it's a book, it will just get reversed and then come back to rest.
Mm-hmm.
And then because it does at the end of your opponent's turn, so this card doesn't actually go to the waiting room. Become a new card, so it will just infinitely be.
And then what was this on? Like, was this the book or the pants?
Book.
This was
the book.
Okay.
So I mean, book is also a bad trigger, so that probably hurts this card a little bit too.
Book is a bad trigger. You do play pants though, which means it's easy to loop because like it like checks top, and then
but this card. I mean, like I guess it's fine in that this card can literally never die on either player's turn if you combo. So whether it rolls soul or power doesn't matter. It just means maybe you're giving your opponent a plus. Maybe you're dealing more damage.
Dude, this is just This is a better Captain America combo. Captain America just gains the effect that he cannot be reversed. This card gets a plus.
Oh yeah, that effect. That effect is worse. This card is definitely better than that card. I mean, I'd probably give this a B+ because this is one of those combos that the only way to remove it is to bomb it.
Yeah.
Right. This card is like actually infinitely alive if you don't bomb it.
Yeah, this card can generate like a pretty gross amount of like advantage, but it's not like high quality advantage.
Yeah, it's just cards.
Yeah,
just lots of cards.
Also, after the first turn, this thing is just crashing in. It's like not even like running over shit.
Mm-hmm. And it's not even pretending it's going to either.
Yeah,
I'll give it a double plus though, because it's two super flavor effects. For
yeah, that is really good. I agree. Balance. I don't know.
It's probably fine because a lot of the time it's gonna just start giving your opponent pluses, right? So I mean, it's probably fine.
That's true. Yeah, your opponent's gonna be plussing off it too. Because like if they have a 55, it's like, oh, can't kill that.
Yeah, it was good though.
All right, got Neferpito. Right. That was so fun. It felt like a dream. During your turn, all your other Chimera Ant characters get plus 1,000. Put this into waiting room. During your opponent's turn, when another character with Royal Guard trait, or with Merriman's card name becomes reversed, you may pay the cost. If you do, rest that character.
So
it's global support on your turn, saves a guy on your opponent's. I think you might have a better back row to play than this coming up.
yeah, this is supposed to be like. See, it's a little weird, right? Because this card is half a support for Chimera Ants and half a support for Royal Guards, and like.
Oh, you're right.
And like.
They don't.
Granted, all of the Royal Guards are Chimera Ants.
Not the other way around.
But I would prefer if this had just been a support for all of them, but I understand. Flavor-wise, she protects the king, and only the king and the Royal Guard. So, fine. Flavor-wise, but I think this card gets a significantly diminished value otherwise, because you can't protect, like, your other Chimera Ant cards with it.
Oh, I forgot to mention something real quick. The author's comment on the previous card. Combos with the book. There's an exploit where you can save this card by comboing again next turn. But I decided not to change it since the opponent can just run over it again.
We did talk about that.
As an I like calling it an exploit. That's really good. And then they have a comment for this card too. It is mainly there to save the Yopi EP. You can pay 3 Encore to save this to save the Yopi twice in one turn. Dang, I don't know if I would ever do that, but that is something you can do. I guess that is kind of funny.
Okay, yeah, I mean, I'm down. I think the card's really cool.
Yeah, I don't.
Right,
I don't think I'm down to play this card, to be honest.
No, this card sucks.
Yeah, having seen the full set list, I wouldn't play this. Flavor though, saving guys, right? That's what he does.
Yeah, it's like fine.
Balance, it seems fine to me.
Balance, it's fine.
All right, we're getting to the real.
It's not good in the realm of balance, but it's balanced.
We're jumping in the deep end. Yeah, this is when we jump face fucking first into the pool. The pool of like cum, basically. I shouldn't have said that. I'm sorry. Tell me about this card, Jason.
Okay, so Insatiable Appetite Queen. If this is if the number of your other Chimera Ant characters you have is 2 or more, this gets the following ability: Hexproof. At the beginning of each Encore phase, you put all reverse characters face down underneath this card as a marker, including your opponents. Also a Nombo with that kite, by the way, because it will eat your kite. Actually, wait.
No, it won't.
Will it?
No. He'll save himself when he's reversed.
No, they can, in fact, you can layer it properly so it does not. Okay, that is good. But that's also just a Nombo, I guess, because you're not killing things, nor are you dying. But, yeah. So, eats the cards as a marker, including your opponents. Has Act, pay 1, rest this, put 1 card from your hand, face it underneath this as a marker. Search your library for a Chimera Ant character. Reveal it to your opponent, add it to hand, shuffle your deck. So it is a drop search that is repeatable every turn. And that is also compression, only -1 compression, whereas drop search is normally -2 into your next deck. And then it says Act, if you are level 3 or higher, and there are 10 or more markers underneath this card, search your deck for 1 light that illuminates all Mirrorwem. Put in this position this is on, put all markers underneath this, face down, underneath it in any order as markers. I don't know why you get to choose the order of your markers. I don't think that really matters. And shuffle your deck. So it's like Lucifer from Devil Survivor, Devil Survivor 2. But a lot more broken because it's hexproof.
Yeah.
It's infinite.
Yeah. It's also not mandatory.
It is both you and your opponent's cards, so they just like don't get to have their cards again.
Yeah.
And it's drop search every turn. That just takes up a slot. Which is I think this card is like beyond broken. Like this is like
yeah.
I'm just gonna give it this is a super negative balance. Like this is like
yeah, this is messed up. This is no good. No bueno.
Flavor.
Oh, it seems to be fucking insanely good flavor.
Yeah. This is good flavor because she like eats the dudes. She eats people and then she spits them out into Chimera Ants. So that's like what the effect is. You're feeding her the.
Yeah.
They would like feed her with like balls of people basically, and it would spit out a Chimera Ant. So that's what you are doing with the drop search effect, and then she would just eat people in general. and so anything she eats becomes a marker
I really don't like
when they
this.
die.
This card says library and deck on it. He copied the drop search text from Heart of the Cards.
Oh, did they say library in Heart of the Cards?
They do use library on Heart of the Cards.
That's magic, dude.
I know. That last effect should definitely be worded differently. You need to, if it's an act, it has to have a cost. You could word it as like, if you are level 3 or higher,
send it to grave.
You may perform cost, which is sending
this to grave or whatever. Right?
Yeah, if you're level 3 or higher and there are 10 markers,
it should probably go to memory.
Yeah.
TBH.
Yeah, put it to memory. Wait, doesn't this card also become a marker?
No.
Oh no, this card just dies off. Yeah. Did you need more? Dude, you don't need more compression. Okay, like, you can actually just never sack this card off and just have a million markers underneath it. And have, like, infinite compression. But you also compress your opponent if their cards get reversed.
Yeah, but we know there's a card.
Yeah. Yeah, so the finisher that this turns into is maybe not, like, the most broken card ever, but, like, it is still, like, good enough.
Yeah, I agree.
This
card's broken.
Oh, wait, we gotta rate this.
We didn't give it a rating.
I don't know, dude. This card is insane.
I would play this.
I would play this card.
Do you know, I almost bought Max Rated Devil Survivor just to play the Lucifer thing. And Lucifer is an infinitely worse card than the card that is put on the board and can be winded. So
they can also be blinked. Just like, oops, my opponent played Reagan.
This could not.
Yeah.
That's all the mob trauma. Don't bully those people. They deserve. They're already getting it themselves.
Look, yeah, mob's like, finally, I have a use. Nope. This card says no.
Next card. This card's boring.
We got Surveillance Flutter. It's Pack Filler. It is a Wait. Okay, hang on. Wait. This is different. This is different from what I thought it said. This is a 2500 backup. And also, when you use this card's backup, you may pay 1, put a character from hand into waiting room, and reverse one of your characters to anti-chain. No, not to anti-change. Wait.
No, this is
to just straight up reverse.
Drop 1.
Reverse one of your characters to reverse one of your opponent's characters. Okay, so that it plays into the
kite?
The queen back row.
Oh, and the kite too, right?
Oh, that is funny that you can use the kite as a cost for this card.
Reverse the,
he just comes back.
Oh man, darn.
That's kind of cheesy. I like that. And it's funny that it plays into the queen. You get 2 markers out of this card.
Okay, so this does not anti-damage.
It does if the card has not attacked.
True.
Yeah.
True. If your opponent is bad, it works.
Yes.
I'm down. This card's cool.
Yeah, this is way cooler than Pack Filler. Oh, I need to read the artist's comment. The last card was the last one that they had a comment on. Flavor wise, it's good, right? Feeds the queen. Feeding the queen.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, and the balance, I think it's neat. I think it's cool. Okay. Guy said, "This is the most controversial card I made. It markers the opponent's characters as well, compressing both players. The potentially broken part is that it unintentionally denies all on-death effects in battle, which is not like entirely true because there's on-reverse effects. The last effect is meant to transfer the markers, but kill this card. That's what it does. Yeah. You didn't have to say that last part. I think we figured that out on our own. Next card?
I don't actually think this is like flavor.
Oh.
Like he's like a surveillance like dude, right? So he just kind of sits there and watches. He doesn't really like, do anything.
Oh, okay.
So I think this is like a card meant to play into the set more than actually like be a flavor card itself.
That's fine.
But yeah, card seems fine though.
Okay, I think this was the actual like most boring card. Everything else is pretty sick. If you're level 3, sorry. It's drawing out Zazan. Fuck you. Read it.
Zazan. Assist all of your level 3 higher characters in front of this. Get 2k power. Pay 1, drop 1. Rest this. Choose 2 of your dudes and exchange them as stand.
Uh-huh.
There's like no benefit to this effect in this set that I have seen that I can like discern.
You would just kill your opponent's back row. That's all it does.
Oh, is it anything?
Yeah, choose two of your opponent's characters and exchange them.
Oh shit. Okay, sure. I mean, I guess so. It's like an act. In that case, it's probably a little strong, but it's kind of like an act grappling hook, but like a little worse, but better if they win lane, which you're doing with Kite, because this guy already assumes that Kite is not dying.
Now,
or Kite is not killing things.
So I just recorded Assassin's Creed with Oliver. If anyone's watching this and is like following the lore, Far's Custom Corner, and in that set there was a grappling hook that was just pay one, ditch one, spammable as many times per turn as you'd like. This one is probably the balanced version of what we saw from Assassin's Creed. I think this card is probably fine. I think it's neat.
I think this card is like it's good as a card for the deck because it means you can like kill things more reasonably. Kite can like bully back row and whatnot.
There's starting to be some
this
weird.
Card has no flavor, by the way.
Yeah.
Or no discernible flavor. Maybe there's something that he knows, but this character doesn't move people. She like mutates people. So if she's like a level down, I'd be more jiving with like some flavor. Oh yeah, it's a tilde. My bad.
No,
but yeah, strength wise, I mean, it probably is like pretty decently strong. It's like boring, but it's like killing back row is good.
I think we're starting to have an issue with like back row bloat in this set.
Yeah. Do we actually?
We've seen like, 4 back row.
You have to give up you're giving up the brainstorm.
Yeah, because you need to keep the queen ant.
Because you want the queen. Yeah, that's probably an issue. I'd actually probably lower it to a B- because of that. Because like there's clearly other very important back rows that you have to. And giving up your brainstorm is like a pretty big deal.
Yeah,
as like an effect to be doing. And I like maybe this is meant to be played like after you change, but that's at level 3.
Yeah.
And this is a 2/1. And this is a 2/1 with like a relevant effect for my level 1 combo that I'd preferably like to keep on board for as long as possible. But you know, you're probably trying to use it, because then you want to put it with this EP, your EP bigger. That's like the next card. That's awkward.
Yeah.
It's a cool card though. As just a card, like it's a cool card.
It's a cool card dragged down by circumstance.
Yeah. All right, but now the next card, and this card is interesting.
Okay, this is me, right? This is Bodyguard Menthuthiope. Some Hunter x Hunter fan in the viewing this is like, no, that's not how you say it. Okay, whatever, man. This card has great performance. That's funny. His name is Bodyguard, and he's got great performance. If the number of characters you have is 4 or more, he gets -1 level in hand. If he's in the middle position, he gets 3k, so he goes up to 85. And then he is a level 3 reverser if you have 2 or more other Chimera Ant characters.
Yeah, it's a very weird card. Alright, so it's so...
Uh-oh. Did I just lose Jason?
Hello?
Oh, are you back? Your audio got really weird there for a second, but it sounds like you're back. Yeah, you're good.
Okay. Anyhow, so this card is flavor. It's good flavor.
Yeah, tell me about him.
So you know he's like a berserker-esque character, right? He gets really mad, he transforms, and he just gets like really like swole.
Mm-hmm.
And then he kind of just like keeps going till he dies. So he's gonna, when he dies, he like tries to take the person out with him. It doesn't work in the show, but flavor-wise, you probably want to make it do it. I don't know why he's so small, because I guess they want him to die.
He's like 4 or more early plays are usually kind of small to begin with. Bodyguard takes a lot of power. Like Bodyguard is actually like worth like an insane amount of
55?
power. Well, you go back up to 85. And you want him in the middle anyways.
So he's what, hexproof? This guy has so many
ideas. He is hexproof.
I feel like you want... Yeah, you hexproof with the brainstorm. And like... But then you want the 2/1 assist to make him a little bit bigger and maybe be able to like actually kill something.
But you also want your ants.
But you don't have that because you have the queen.
Yeah.
So you're like giving up a lot of stuff for an 85 brainstorm that like...
85 bodyguard.
85 bodyguard. Not a brainstorm. Bodyguard. I don't think this card is very good. This card is actually just carried by the next card. So,
real quick about this card. Don't you know the eye, like the elongated eyes coming out of his head?
Yes.
Don't those kind of look like kind of looks like the foreskin is being. Anyways, this card is it's okay. Flavor?
Yeah.
Is it flavor? We're going flavor for this one?
Yeah, it's flavor. It's balanced.
Strength.
I feel it's a little weak. It could be a little bit better.
It's weak, but it's also like it's like intended to die, right?
Yeah, I know it's intended to die, but like I would still like for my bodyguard to not just be a card that like I would at least prefer if it was just big on offense. Then at that point,
yeah,
right?
He's barely even killing anything on your
like
turn.
he may not kill something. Like very reasonably, he might just not be able to scale something in the center lane. So,
but countering over this card is also like pretty neg. Like if you had to counter over it.
Yes. So that is the cool part, I guess.
All right, this is the real Menthutiope right here, right? Tell me about this guy.
Yeah, yes. All right, so this is Honor Menthutiope. When this card is placed on stage from your hand or waiting room, you may put the top card of your clock in the waiting room. So this is like his true form or whatever that he breaks into after the first form gets beat up.
Okay.
Pay 2, put a card from your hand to the waiting room. When their bodyguard Menthutiope becomes reversed, you may put this into your waiting room from your waiting room onto any position on your stage as rest. So you could actually have both of these cards. They should realistically be changing from that card.
Oh yeah, it should play over the other guy.
Yes. And then when this card's battle opponent becomes reversed, you may rest this. If you may rest it, if you do, choose one of your opponent's characters, put it into your stock. So you basically pick their dude back up and then buff your own dude, which is like.
Well, no, you kill their guy, you rest it,
and then you pick it back up.
No, you put a character from waiting room in stock.
No, like you pick it up as in like you encore their card.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're saving their dude to then stock a dude to like generate a stock, which is like cool.
I guess.
But this card's not big.
Yeah.
Notably, this card this card can't be like an extra attacker. It does heal, which is cool. It's not like discounted or anything, but I guess it shouldn't be discounted.
This card should not be worded like that, by the way. It cannot say on play from waiting room heal one, because that's how you end up with like, or I mean like, you just can't have that because of standby, right?
It should say by its own effect, right?
Yeah.
It's when this is played on stage from hand or by the effect of Honor Menthutiope.
Yeah. You can't just have it heal from waiting room, or else standby
then you are a standby healer.
Yeah. I'd like to put that phase of White Shorts off away as far as possible. We know it'll happen one day, but not in my lifetime, please.
This card also should probably be getting bigger in the center. Yeah. So in my eyes, I feel like this kind of card is better if it was in the center lane. If it changed with the card that died and then in the center lane got big.
Yeah.
Or offensively got big. It could be even like the kind of like the Nagato from Azure Lane. But maybe a little bit better. Maybe it's like it just gains power offensive like Aqua or something. Just so that you can actually get this third effect, right? Like you're refunding itself.
Yeah, you're never getting
also,
that off.
This could just not save a dude and just be like the red dude from Mob. That's just a kill level 2 or higher stock one.
Oh, true, yeah.
Like it could just be a good effect.
Yeah.
But
you don't need to make
I'm actually gonna rate this a C as well. It's cool that it spawns itself when your dude dies, so like you get to put a dude on the board, but I would just play the card from like fucking hand, and like the stocking effect is just not it. Flavor wise, yeah, I mean it's flavor because he breaks out of himself into the other form and it's stronger and does whatever. But balance wise, it's balanced. Maybe not really. Like it's not balanced, right? Because it heals from grave.
Oh right, yeah, we cannot have heal from grave, or else we end up with Ezio.
Yeah, a lot of wording issues. You can make this card stronger. It's okay.
If the total level of cards in your level is 5 or higher, this card cannot front attack, which seems like a demerit. I think. During your turn, this card gets plus 500 power for each marker underneath this card. By the way, this is the card that the level 1 Queen summoned, so it's coming into play with a lot of markers underneath it. It also has put a character from stage face down underneath this as a marker. Choose one character in your waiting room. Your opponent chooses one character in their waiting room, and you put both of those cards face down under this as a marker. So this card is spammable, gain 3 markers. And then finally, it has a climax combo. You put 5 markers underneath this card into their owner's waiting rooms. When damage dealt by this card is cancelled, if Goodbye Merum is in your climax area, and the Gungi Master Komugi is in your memory, you may pay the cost. If you do, stand this.
Yeah. This is a card. So I'm going to put right here. This card is not balanced. It is really, granted, it's only during your turn, but this card is like 311k, so it's already big by itself.
Yeah.
So it's probably 13k with the back row that you've assumedly put on the board now that the queen is gone. It has an act to just eat cards and just basically gain 11.5 offensive or 1.5k offensive for every 3. And then, this card gets to attack infinitely as long as it cancels.
Yeah, so this card just attacks until your opponent cancels something. I think you can only ever single combo, at least, and this card swings for huge damage, because it has 3 soul.
Yeah, this will definitely never do that, but then this card can generate, like, a ridiculous amount of stock, which is pertinent for the last card that we'll talk about.
Oh, I didn't even think about that. You're right.
Yeah.
It makes a bunch of stuff. Yeah.
So you can, like, full send into this card that does not cost any hand to use.
Oh, it's actually better if your opponent cancels a lot.
So you can literally go, like, dump your whole hand into this card, right? Like, to get as many markers as possible, compress you and your opponent, and then just slam for as many markers as you have. Preferably refresh them while they're like a good deck, and then this next card is just gonna like clean up. Which
it's totally possible this one card attacks 5 times.
Yeah.
Strength. Hard to evaluate strength. It's not like that broken on its own.
I'll give it a B. It just attacks really big.
Yeah, and it doesn't actually have an effect, like a level 3 effect.
Yeah, it doesn't need climax or anything either. It only needs characters, so that's like a thing. And yeah, it only attacks once. It's basically like a cracked version of Mashiro in that regard, that it's like super free to do. It has no condition either. It's just when it's canceled. Mashiro needs like full field. But I guess that's just because this card attacks again. It doesn't actually spawn anything. And if this just sticks, your opponent's going to be really upset.
So the problem is this card attacks basically until it does stick. And now your opponent's taking
or until at least markers.
Your opponent's taking at least your opponent's taking at least 4 or 5 probably, if they did take the damage.
Yeah.
So if they're sitting at 3-5, they definitely don't want to eat a bunch of 1s or anything. Anyways, here's the next card.
Alright, Sensing Emotions, Shiapoof. On play, check X, add a card, execute the number of the Chimera Ants that you have. And then at the end of this card's battle, you pay the cost of putting any number of cards from your stock into the waiting room. Perform the following effect. Put the top X cards of your opponent's deck into their waiting room and deal 1 damage to your opponent Y times. Y is equal to the number of climaxes among those cards. X is equal to the number of cards you put into the waiting room. Plus 1. Speaking purely about the effect, this effect is insane.
Yeah.
Especially with a card like the Meruem, like I said, that generates you a bunch of stock. So if you can manage to attack like 3 or 4 times, you spent no stock to put this Meruem on the field. Preferably, you are ideally not really spending any stock to begin with if you're looping Kite. So you probably have like a pretty sizable reservoir of stock, maybe like 8-9 cards.
Yeah.
Let's say. So this is gonna be like an Icy Tail 8 or 9, burn 1x times into a deck that you have forcibly compressed because of the Queen and the Meruem. So it's very synergistic with what the deck is doing, but also kind of I think a little toxic because
Yeah.
it's not Icy Tail X, it's X 1x times.
Yeah, this card's definitely toxic. It should also be worded differently. Like the cost should not, like costs can't be modular. That should just be part of the card's effect. Like it should just be at the end of this card's battle, you may put any number of cards from top stock in the waiting room. Pretty ridiculous, like Jason said. Especially if any of the Meruem stick, this card is basically just lethal.
Yeah, this card also doesn't have a combo. This should realistically combo on the same climax as the Meruem, and not just be like an off finisher Icy Tail.
Yeah, I don't even think that. I don't even think that matters, dude. I think this card is so cracked already.
I mean, in terms of its strength, though, right? Like in terms of raw strength, this card being not just kind of pushes it over even more. So flavor, so the flavor is that he breaks himself into a bunch of little shy poofs. Hence why it's 1x times, because it's a bunch of little instances of damage from his little version. So I mean, yeah, it's flavor. This card is not balanced, though.
Okay, wait a minute. Okay, there's something I would like to address here.
Do we have author comments?
No, this is a Paru comment directly from the man himself. So, in order to do the level 3 combo, you have to have the Komugi in your memory.
Yes, so you have to play the Komugi. Oh!
Yeah, so I'm just realizing these are not burn 1s. These are burn 5s. This is a burn 5 X times, or burn 5 Y times, sorry.
Okay, this card is bad. Got it. I'll go to D+.
Maybe it's still like fine. Maybe like if you hit them with enough 5s, they've got to take one eventually, right?
Not when you're compressing them, they don't.
Right, but the Meruem is actively decompressing your opponent whenever it triggers.
Yeah, but only if they refresh, right? Fine. I'll give it the C+.
They're going to refresh because this card is going to dump 12 cards back into their deck.
Maybe. That implies you're killing their cards, which you're probably not doing really very well. To be honest, the more I think about it, this kite does not get big. You're probably not killing their cards very well. So that's probably an issue in and of itself.
It's definitely an issue. I don't know, dude. It's like Dragon. You hit them with 6 enough times, they die.
Maybe I'm underestimating how many cards 10 cards underneath this is. Maybe not because of the drop surge. Maybe it's actually a little bit faster to actually play this card out. But yeah. Being a burn 5 is pretty bad.
Yeah, but this is a burn 5 times.
So there is a way to get around this.
Okay.
You have to put a Komugi on the board.
Oh. Wait. Okay, so what do you mean?
Komugi says if all of your characters are Chimera Ants.
Oh, I see what you're saying. So you purposely turn it off by putting another one on stage.
It's like doing the thing with the REM, right?
Modular.
But like more real.
Wait, this is
because the fact you're turning off is like a big deal to be turning off.
That's like kind of neat. You have like modular burns.
The turn before you just remove your brainstorm, you slam a Komugi on the board, and you say, "I don't have trait. We don't have the burn 5 anymore."
That's really funny. I wonder if that was intentional or if it just kind of like.
I'll give it a B because of that. Because they did in fact give us a non-Chimera Ant card.
That's awesome.
So
I love it.
Which is grabbable by Kite because Kite grabs an end user. He is not an end user himself, though, even though he is an end user.
Okay, so Kite can grab it. If the queen could add the Komugi, this would be lit.
It'd be a little bit better. Yeah,
Yeah.
because you can hold it forever.
Well, you could just
Your
search
brainstorm
it.
can though.
You could just if the queen searched it, you could just search it on your last turn.
Yeah, search it and then change and then play it. And
Yeah.
Well, no, because you need to be on the board at the beginning of your turn. It needs to be board at the beginning of your turn. So you need to search at the turn.
Oh yeah,
prior.
I don't.
But you can just search it, play it, and then know you're going to 3 the next turn, or whatever.
Yeah, I don't know if we mentioned.
It's a little preemptive, but that's like the only issues.
I don't know if we mentioned this, but the queen also like the last effect doesn't work because like it's an act. Oh wait, never mind. It does work. We explained why it.
No, it works. It works.
Yeah,
it's
we
just,
explained how to fix it.
Yeah, this card has to go to memory.
Okay.
Preferably or like something.
So you burn 5s if they're decompressed. You burn 1s if they're compressed. Sounds good to me.
But you have to also read the turn prior. That's the only issue. You have to have a turn of like brain cells to say I need burn 1s or burn 5s, and then read off of that and go from there. But at least you can, and because you can, I'll say it's good. Not as strong as if it wasn't affected by Komugi.
Yeah, the Komugi is really weird.
Yeah, that card it kind of ruins some things. He said that it would help the Shiapoof do damage, but I don't think the author realizes how strong burn 1 X times is. Sorry, burn 1 Y times.
Or maybe they just didn't consider the fact that you're not removing your opponent's cards with the queen as often as your own cards are going underneath it.
Maybe that could also be a thing. Like I know because they're trying to get you to do things with like the Zazan, and they're trying to get you to do things with the Menthoyopi bodyguard and stuff.
The counter, yeah.
So, like the counter, but like in reality, your level 1 turns are going to be like the turns where you're probably getting the most things killed, and Kite isn't doing that very often, if at all. So that's an issue. So it's going to be a little slow. It's going to be a bit more reliant on your cards actually dying and then using the drop surge effect. So it might be slow, and there might be actually games where that queen doesn't resolve because you didn't get the 10 cards because you could not kill their dudes and you had to rely on your own effects to do so. But that's something that I think the queen itself is still broken.
Yeah.
So that would be something you have to think about as a whole while playing it. But yeah, I mean, this card is still cool though.
It is neat.
Worded improperly.
Yes.
As Paru said, we also don't use 2 variables in costs for things.
Yeah, please do not make me do like non-linear algebra in Weiss Schwarz. I don't want to think about multiple.
Yeah, there is no multi-variables. It is a single variable text. You just pick one of the words and you write one of the words around it.
I don't want to see y equals mxb in Weiss Schwarz.
Yeah, cool card though.
Definitely cool.
Very cool little baby part of a set too.
Yeah, this would definitely be like a cool thing to have like in a full set. Like a full Hunter set. This is like your blue kind of like every set has their like weird color like antagonist deck. So with Oliver, we kind of talked about what kind of deck we'd like to play out of this, but this is just a deck. Is there anything here that you feel like if you were playing this deck you wish you had?
That I wish I had?
Yeah.
I don't really play healer.
Yeah, well, you kind of do, right? It's just like a really weird delayed one.
A ubiquitous early play healer.
Yeah.
A better cost is plusing 0.
Yes, the runner is not great.
A way to actually kill my opponent's cards, maybe like an auxiliary level 1 that can actually like kill things.
Just like a big guy.
Yeah, that'd be pretty nice. Anything else? I feel like this set's lacking some deck speed.
Oh yeah, Chiuri or something.
No deck speed. Come to think of it.
Yeah.
You actually have only Brainstorm and a Mill Runner. That's your deck speed.
Oh no! Using a Mill Runner as deck speed should never be a sentence. It mills 1. Let's be fair.
Maybe.
It might mill 1, okay? The Komugi does mill. But that is like your actual.
Yeah, that card does mill, but it's
it also deletes
reactive
itself.
and only 4 times total, and you can't afford to get rid of one of them. Because you need to be able to play one of them.
Because you can't burn 5.
Yeah. So yeah,
So there's definitely room for
there's
more
room,
cards. Okay.
and this is only 15 cards in a color.
Yeah.
I would hope if you care about the Chimera Ants, you'd give them like a couple more cards. Make it a full 25 or 20 card blue.
Yeah.
25 card blue, 25 card.
10 more cards could make a. 10 more
Yeah,
cards
a
could.
big difference.
Yeah. I do think
Give
the
them like
marker
one more
cards.
combo to play, right? Maybe like a Royal Guard combo, level 1, would be pretty cool.
Which one, sorry?
Royal Guards, like the
Oh, sure. Yeah.
Neferpito or whatever, just to have a thing for that 1/0 Neferpito to be like more reasonable towards
You know what would be
saving.
a really funny effect in this set? You
Hmm?
give them a Yuja, but instead of killing the
Oh yeah,
card, it just
it
reverses it.
reverses it.
Yeah. So if they ever
But then,
leave
but
like
then, if their card's big,
it's still there.
yeah, but you have to crash into it.
That's fine, then you get another marker.
Okay, I'm down.
Yeah, this would be sick. Give this a
We in
Yuja.
lanes.
Give this Yuja, that'd be sick.
A pay 2 free fresh would be pretty okay too, because you're like getting so much stock that having like an on-act free fresh, or maybe like a Captain America with like the pay 1 drop 1 act. It could even be pay 1 and like marker under the Queen or something like that if you really wanted to, or whatever.
I would like,
Uh,
you know what I want to see? I want
hmm.
Queen to become mandatory. It is mandatory to resolve the change into Meruem, and Queen also
Yes,
needs.
yes,
Yeah,
that has to happen.
I think Queen should have a cap on markers because if the game goes too long,
Yes,
you are sitting on like a 20 marker Queen,
and you can make
untargetable.
it so it's mostly yours.
Yeah, untargetable, and now you can never take damage for the rest of the game. That's
Yeah.
not very cool.
Fortunately, it is mandatory, so you might end up running out of characters, but that's also really fucking toxic all the same. This realistically should be auto if you are level 3 and there are 10 markers underneath this. Beginning of your main phase, you do this.
Yeah, summon Meruem from like deck or
You
waiting
can even
room.
have it say, yeah, search your deck or waiting room for the Meruem. You can have it say, shuffle, choose up to 1 Meruem in your waiting room, shuffle it back into your deck, and then search it if you really wanted to make sure you could always search it. Something. But
Yeah,
this card should not be an act that you can just hold on to for and Death Gripper as long as you want to.
yeah, agreed.
Yeah. Other than that, though, cool, very cool set. I'm glad I came on for this one. This could have been where I think most of these were pretty balanced and it was good flavor.
Yeah, well, I'd like to.
Only one card was very much a card to be a card, I think.
Yes,
So.
true. Only one of them was like a Weiss Schwartz card. The rest were all like they seem to be like pretty well thought out. So I want to do my typical end slate stuff. Jason, do you have anything to say at the end here?
No, thank you for having me on.
All right. Well, thank you for coming on. If you're interested in sending me your custom set, I do have a little bit of a waiting list right now. Not too long. Got like 3 or 4 sets. Message me on Discord. I am Paru number 0439. Message me your set, preferably in serial code order, just so that I'm able to, read it as if this was a real PGH review. If you want to make your own custom sets, because the competitive Weiss Schwartz Discord does have a channel for custom set discussion. You can post your sets there, talk to other people, ask for help, ask for advice, and everyone there's pretty nice and helpful. I lurk in there all the time, and I give advice or I kind of like theory craft maybe cards that could happen. Definitely check it out if you're interested.
Check it out, please.
And with Jason's exceedingly white comment that he just made, that is it.
Wow.
Thank you for watching, and everyone have a nice day, night, or morning.
Bye-bye.
Woo!